So in this segment, we're going to be talking about wine club fees could soar if Sunak presses ahead with alcohol tax rises. So this is something we spoke about a couple of months ago, which is about post-Brexit changes to the way alcohol is taxed. Specifically, this will impact wine a lot. So wine club membership soars. So I think that's subscription models for wine. So some people pay a monthly fee and get wine sent to them. They get it from wines from around the world. Also, because of tax rises, if Sunak presses ahead with post-Brexit reforms to alcohol duty, industry leaders have warned on Friday. Major wine subscription firms said they would have to pass on the price hike to consumers, because that's what all businesses do. You pass on the increases, but you never pass on the savings. And they urged Sunak to reconsider his plans because of the cost of living crisis. I mean, to be fair, if you got a wine subscription, you're probably doing okay. Maybe, I don't know. Wine will be taxed on its alcoholic strength rather than volume by February 1st next year as part of reforms, post-Brexit reforms. And the issue is that with wine, the strength of the wine is typically dictated by how hot the sun is, I think, in that area. So I think wines from Australia have more strength than, vineyards that exist within sort of colder countries rather than Australia, which is really hot. It's on fire. Probably an unfortunate joke to make there. But point being is that Australian wines typically are stronger, so under Sunak's plans they would be taxed a lot more, which gets rid of the trade deal benefits that they had, like the 9 pence per bottle of Sauvignon Blanc or something. Virgin Wines UK said the price of some subscriptions would rise by as much as £15 a year because duties would increase on almost all wines. I mean, £15 a year doesn't sound so bad compared to depending on what you pay. Their discovery cases will go up by an average £3.80 per case of 12 bottles. But of course, it's going to further add to costs we don't need because of tax. The government's proposal will inevitably lead to higher prices for wine drinkers across the UK, said Philippa Strub, managing director of Laithwaite, which has 200,000 wine club members. And I guess it would lead to people questioning, is it even worth it then if it's going to go up by such a significant amount? The new duty system alone could increase the price of 12 bottle case of wine by 5%, notwithstanding other global inflationary pressures. And of course, we're seeing rising fuel prices that will push up the price of global wines. There's several problems with what the government are doing here with regards to this stuff. It just doesn't make sense, especially when we've discussed it previously. The strength of the wine can depend on a lot of different things. And year to year, wines may not have the same strength as they've had, the last year or the year before. And so all you do is create all sorts of administrative problems where, companies are going to have to, say that their wines are this strength. It's going to go through loads of testing. And some of them may cheat to kind of avoid taxes because they'll be taxed a lot. The government argues the current system incentivizes producers to make stronger drinks because all wines and ciders face the same flat rate. But they don't really make the wine stronger unless they water it down. That would make them weaker. It's to do with the harvest, to do with the climate and things like that. There's just some numbers here. Pints would be cheaper, I think, depending on the strength of it. Same with all other alcohols. A Treasury spokesperson said our reforms will replace our outdated rules with a common sense approach that puts taxation on stronger beers, obviously wine, spirits, etc. But as I said, it's just ridiculous. 93% of Australian wines will cost 58 pence more per bottle. And again, I don't know how happy the Australians would be by this, because I think this would actually push up the price of the wine compared to pre-Brexit, really. The alcohol by volume can vary from harvest to harvest by as much as 1.5%, which means duty payable could fluctuate from vintage to vintage by 30 pence a bottle. And the administrative cost for this would be significant, as well as the testing here. This just doesn't make sense. Because the sun, you can't control the power of the sun unless you're Professor R. Octavius, the power of the sun in the palm of your hand. Well, unfortunately, we don't have that. So you're just creating administrative nightmares for people and just going to further push up the cost of living for no reason. Because, yeah, you're going to make more in tax receipts if people continued buying the wine, but you're also going to add a lot in admin, which is pointless. Because that's not really going to add much to the economy, just more red tape and bureaucracy. When the government ran Brexit on cutting red tape, they're just going to add more to it. But this government clearly have no idea what they're doing. Look, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.